Hello there, David Dendy here, reading from Eyewitness April, and today's title is Pinewood Derby Time. Remember those days? Pinewood Derby Time, and it's April the 14th. After church on Wednesday night, the kids came home very excited, raising up in the air a clear plastic bag. Inside were 4 nails, 4 plastic wheels, stickers with numbers on them, a piece of paper with instructions, and a rectangular block of wood. The accompanying little postcard was announcing next week the kids would be involved in a Pinewood Derby experience at church with food, fun, and fellowship. Faith and Joshua looked at me with such great expectations to help them form this block of wood into a race car. I grew up with an incredible array of tools in the garage at the ready for crafting incredible projects. I had a hammer, pliers, a saw, and a screwdriver. What else does one need? Needless to say, I am all thumbs when it comes to woodworking or any other kind of handyman project. I'm thrilled when I can change out the air filters in the house and hang some pictures. I was feeling pretty pathetic as a father, knowing that I was useless in helping them with this project. Fortunately for Faith and Joshua, at the bottom of the postcard, in 10-point font, there was an offer to come on over to the Johnsons' home on Saturday morning for Mechanics Day. And Mr. Johnson would help you make your Pinewood Derby car. Oh my gosh. I immediately put the date and time on the calendar and circled it in red. Only a funeral would keep me away from this appointment. And the funeral would have to be an immediate family member who lived in the same house. At the appointed date and time, we made our way over to the Johnsons' home. Handwritten instructions welcomed us in the driveway, telling us to follow the orange cones through the garage, down the steps, into the mechanic's shop. We came down the steps, turned the corner, and what to my wondering eyes should appear? Handyman's heavenly haven. My jaw dropped. My feet did a little happy dance, and my eyes darted to and fro, up and down, and my heart started beating faster and faster as my palms got sweaty. Of course, no one noticed because my exterior body language was one of, "Oh, nice little shop you have here." Here was this 2-car garage, which had been transformed into a mini Home Depot. Every tool you can imagine, Mr. Johnson had not just one, but several of each kind. From corner to corner, this place had it all. Table saw, drill press, miter saw, jigsaw, scroll saw, planer, sanding machine, belt sander, drills, air compressors, and more stuff I didn't even know the names of. I couldn't even speak. Next thing I know, the block of wood is out of Faith's bag, and Julie is talking to Mr. Johnson, and they have penciled out a design on the wood. And before you know it, the table saw is whirring, and sawdust is flying. And the smell of fresh cut wood with a high-speed saw filled the air, and I just stood there making sure my kids didn't lose a finger in the process. An hour later, done. Done. How Mr. Johnson took these 2 pieces of blocks of wood and transformed them into race cars is beyond my level of competency. Mr. Johnson didn't just work on my kids' cars. Other kids were in the workshop as well with their parents. It was quite the scene. Once we returned to the car, I made the kids show me all 10 fingers and all 10 toes just to make sure we were still intact. And they were. Faith and Joshua are thrilled with their cars and can't wait for their Pinewood Derby race. My eyewitness. If my memory serves me correctly, I believe in the comic strip Peanuts, Lucy used to call Charlie Brown a blockhead. Well, just call me a block heart. In the Heavenly Workshop, I am amazed on a daily basis with the precision and craftsmanship God employs to shape my heart from being a block of wood in molding and chiseling and sawing and drilling and sanding it into something usable, serviceable, available, and lovable. What tools does God use to refine us, shape us, mold us, and transform us into the unique children of God we are and will continue to become? I guess the answer is whatever tool necessary to make us into what God desires. He loves us enough, not for us to remain a block of wood, but rather to become a work of art. You are a masterpiece. Have a blessed day, and laugh often, and fear not. Go get them.